All right, guys, good morning. I'm going to help you guys through 1.06 in case you have not submitted that yet. So this is our home screen. It's our class, our course. Right here, if you scroll down to right here, you will see all of the assignment links. It is pinned, it stays right here. So if there's ever a question about what goes in the grade book, in our course, you can cross-reference with this. And these are also clickable links, so you can go here. You could go ahead and go to the 1.06 Nearpod. That's what I'm going to be working in right now, but I'm going to show you it's also linked in here. So these links will all take you to the content. So this is going to open up to the page that has the 1.06 instructions. You can see all the information's here. Here's your prompt. Here's all the stuff about it. And there's your submission box. I would not recommend typing in here in case it times out. I would do it in a Word, and then you lose everything. I would do it in a Word document, or maybe Canva or something, and then copy and paste in here. If you would like to submit that way, okay? If you just want to go and type, feel free to do that. We have an outline right here that will help you. So you could use that outline to help you type and then copy and paste it in here. If you would like to do the Nearpod that walks you through it a little bit more, gives you a little more support, you can type Nearpod in here and hit submit. And that way I know to go look in the Nearpod, okay? So feel free to do that. We are going to go to this Nearpod and I'm going to show you. That link will pull this up. It may or may not have your name in here. So you can type what you'd like there and then join lesson. The first open-ended question is going to say, let's make sure you get credit. What's your legal first and last name? I know you just had your name. A lot of you like to put nicknames, and I want to make sure. I could have a lot of people that could be LK. So type your first and last name, what's in the grade book for me, and hit submit. And then in order to do this assignment, you need to know our text. Okay, so this is, you could go Google after 20 years PDF and it'll show it. It's like 4 pages. It's a very short read with a good twist at the end. And then there's this movie. So once you're familiar with the story, we can start our essay. And I do already have the example in here. I did a think aloud modeling my writing as I went through one of our courses, our classes, our makeup sessions. So I'm not going to delete any of it and start over because I want to keep this recording short. But here is an example of what you could write for your first paragraph. It's a definition of loyalty. And I say it's in the Oxford Dictionary as this. And then that second bullet point asks, why is it important? And how does it impact people? So that's what I wrote here. And I'm referring to this outline. This outline can help you up here. So I wrote, this trait is important to all relationships. It helps develop trust, security, and respect between people as they form friendships and is the backbone of any solid relationship. When loyalty is broken, it can be devastating. All right, quick overview of what loyalty is. Second paragraph, the instructions say, tell about a time in your life when someone had been loyal to you or someone had betrayed you. How did that impact you or change you? And again, up here, there's some bulleted points to help you go through. Here is my example, and I took this, I modeled it from one of the stories I just read from a student submission. There was a moment where I thought I had a strong friendship, but it was broken in an instant. My friend Sarah and I had been through a lot together since we met. We hung out on weekends, talked and texted on the phone daily, and we shared everything about our lives with each other. I would have said, we were best friends. One day, see, you can always make your writing better. One day in English class, the teacher was talking about friendships and she called on my best friend, asking if she had a close friendship, someone she could trust. She frankly responded, no. In that moment, so this is where I'm trying to zoom in and show how I felt. In that moment, I was crushed. I couldn't believe that she would say that. Did she not consider me her best friend? Was she embarrassed by me? Had I upset her? In that moment, I experienced what felt like a huge betrayal, and I was devastated. All right, there's my story. I was devastated by her betrayal. Third paragraph. This is where a lot of you have been confused by. Okay, so now you're going to compare and contrast this to that story. Remember the very beginning, after 20 years, I told you to read it. So how was your experience similar to those characters? Okay. And don't just say, I can't relate to it. In some way, find a way. Okay. My experience relates, here's my example. My experience relates to the story after 20 years. In this story, two old friends meet up after 20 years to see what has become of them. One, a cop, ends up betraying the other friend who had become known as Silky Bob. As Bob reads his note about his arrest and betrayal by his old friend, the text states, his hand was steady when he began to read, but it trembled a little by the time he had finished. And I believe that was on page 268 if you went into our textbook. You could also put page 4 because it's the very end of the text and it's a 4-page text. Okay, I'll go ahead and change it. This shows. So make sure you get text evidence in there. All right. And I'm going to explain that text evidence and how it compares to me. This shows that Silky Bob never imagined he would be betrayed by his old friend. I felt the same hurt and anger burn inside me when I had the realization that my friend was a fake. All right, and you can hit submit there. And then I have on this slide done, hit submit. If you need more help, there's another student exemplar or another student example. This was a submission written by one of your peers. It is not perfect. There are errors, but this did get a 100 because reading through, I can understand what she's saying. It has 3 paragraphs, and the last paragraph has text evidence. You can see right here. All right, so this is just an example showing you this will get you a 100. All right. Y'all go write it and get this done so you can be well on your way to a good grade in English 2 this semester. Thanks, guys.